Hey YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. In this video I want to talk about something that is often overlooked and swept under the rug, and that is the superiority complex of some light-skinned biracial mixed females, particularly the colorist ones. And I know, like, I did a video about, light-skinned biracial mixed females suffering from self-hate. And some of you may be thinking, hey, wait a minute, how can you be self-hating but have a superiority complex? And, just to clear up some things, there's a segment of the light-skinned biracial females who are self-hating, and then there's another segment who suffer from a superiority complex that they are hardly ever called out on. And that's the thing. So this is partially why I'm doing this video, and just to explore and have some dialogue about this. So these type of females who suffer from a superiority complex, pretty much they tend to think that they are better than the brown-skinned, dark-skinned black women. Not only that, but also the brown-skinned, dark-skinned black men. Don't get it twisted though, they still get with the brown-skinned, dark-skinned black men though. Because the thing is, they want to feel superior to somebody. And let's face it, the way that the beauty standard is set up, the way that the community is set up, and how people play into things. This creates an environment and perhaps even a culture where these females can do this, where they can feel like they're better than the brown-skinned, dark-skinned females, particularly because of their skin tone, not much of anything else. Honestly, many of them tend to be kind of the ones with the superiority complexes. Low-key tend to be kind of basic and mediocre. They often latch on to their skin tone because that's pretty much the only thing they got going for them. Low-key, they're kind of like what some old school black folks call like a yellow waist, right? Like, they light skinned but they don't look good. So it's like a waste of yellow, But you would think that, since these females have a superiority complex, you would think that on the surface, you would think that, hey, why would they even deal with black, brown-skinned, dark-skinned black people if they think that they're better than brown-skinned, dark-skinned black people? Both the men and the women. So let me break that down for you, okay? These women, they want to feel superior, right? No other community, no other group, no other race is going to make them feel that way. They can't compete with other women because it just don't work like that in other communities. Other communities tend to uplift the women who represent their communities. The men uplift the women who they feel are reflective of them, right? Usually, for the most part. So the light-skinned biracial mixed females can't run that game on a white man, a Hispanic man, Asian man, Middle Eastern man, etc. They can't even run that game on light-skinned biracial mixed men. They can't even run that game on their counterpart. But the one group of men on this planet that they can run that game on is brown-skinned and dark-skinned black men. Let me repeat it for the people who are slow to catch on. The only group of men on the planet that these women, light-skinned, biracial, mixed women, can run that superiority game on is brown skin, dark skin, black men. All right. And the only group of women who they can compete against and win 9 times out of 10 is the brown skin, dark skin, black woman, because the brown skin, dark skin, black man is the judge. And the game ain't, he ain't, he has a bias, all right? The colorist ones at least, they have a bias against their dark skin, brown skin female counterpart. So oftentimes, this light-skinned female is in the black community. She probably got herself even like a low-key brown skin, dark skin sidekick best friend, who she low-key hates on if she's doing better than her in some way, or she's getting more attention, she's getting some type of like a promotion at work, etc. Right? And she also has the brown skin, dark skin man who, uplifts her no matter what. All right. No matter what, no matter if she's beat down to the ground, just, like raggedy, run through, no matter what. They know they can get some upliftment from the brown skin, dark skin men. All right. And they uplift them over the brown skin, dark skin, black female. So it plays into their superiority complex. They feel like they're better than somebody. And the brown skin, dark skin men, they're so, slow and dumb and ignorant to catch on. They wind up getting played, really, because a lot of times these women, they make sure to take advantage of their light skin privilege. Don't get it twisted. No matter how nice and sweet and soft, caring, etc. that these women seem, they run in game. They run in game on you. They tend to make sure that it's worth their while. All right? They tend to make sure that it's worth their while. Trust me. The way that when you really, really step back and analyze the relationships between, the light-skinned biracial mixed females and the brown-skinned, dark-skinned men, oftentimes the females are getting a good come-up that they probably wouldn't get with any other group of men. And if they were to get it with any other group of men, by and large, those females would go to those group of men. There's examples in the media of this, honestly. Like, when these females when they really do have something going for themselves, when they know they have something to offer, when they know that they have options, and they know they can get something, they know they can get a lot with what they have to offer, they don't tend to go for the brown skin, dark skin men so much. Don't get it twisted. The basic mediocre ones, which, tend to be you tend to run across probably more basic and mediocre people in general than the, best of the best type people, the exceptional people. But, just a few examples I can name off. Like, let's see. Paula Patton, she made sure that she had her kid with Robin Thicke, a white man, right? Vanessa Williams, she had her kids with a mixed man. Alicia Keys, another mixed dude, and I'm a bit surprised at Alicia Keys, because she low-key was pandering to brown skinned, dark skinned men in her music videos and in her music too. That's interesting. You know, Maya Rudolph, of course, that one is not much of a surprise. She was raised by her white father, and probably in the white community anyway. So, Soledad O'Brien, you know, Lisa Bonet, um, Karen Parsons, Hillary from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, you know, um, Tatiana Ali, you know, Eartha Kitt, Meghan Markle, Tamara Mari, Chili from TLC. Although Chili has, she had her kid, she had that bloodline with Dallas Austin, you know. Um, but heck, even like Holly Berry, she made sure to get that bloodline from white men, no brown skinned, dark skinned men for her. Heck, even no mixed biracial men for her. you know. And another one, Sunny Hoiston. That was a surprise for me. I could have, she kind of just struck me as the type that would be with a brown skinned, dark skinned dude. And I'm not even being shady with that. I'm just kind of saying, So I was surprised when I saw her husband, like, oh, like he's like, light skinned, possibly even lighter than she is, you know, you know. So I'll list all those names off just to put in some examples, and show that, these women might not be so smitten as you think. But don't get it twisted. There are some women who, view, brown skinned, dark skinned men as options when they are of a certain status. There's some. Like Mariah Carey, right? Mariah Carey. Kamora Lee Simmons, she had her son, her third child, with I think Demon Hassoun. I think that's how you say his name. The native African actor. Also, Kerry Washington, Jordan Sparks, Khalees, Faith Evans, Tia Mari. So there's some, but you notice it tends to be more evened out. It tends to it's like it doesn't seem to be so lopsided once folks really have to compete, right? Once you really have to compete, and once you know you can compete, once these light-skinned women, biracial women, know that they can compete and they can get something, really good, they're going to take advantage of that. And I'm not saying that any of these women that I listed have a superiority complex, but I'm just saying in general, though. I personally don't know enough about them to say whether yes or no, but, But back to the superiority complex, though. Low-key, these women, these light-skinned biracial mixed women, low-key have a subtle disdain, actually, for blackness, for dark-skinned, brown-skinned black people. But, they still associate with them because they want to feel superior. Kind of like how white people kind of want to feel superior, so they're not going to, just low-key, oh, let's just remove all the black people. It's, all the people of color. Like, it kind of, they can't really be superior if, in their mind, if, it's only white people to deal with, right? So it's kind of like that. And, and, these women will often get with these men, right? The brown-skinned, dark-skinned men. But their superiority complex has it where they don't want their kids to look like these men, these brown-skinned, dark-skinned men, or these brown-skinned, dark-skinned females. Really, especially the females. They don't want that. They don't want that. They don't want to have their daughters be brown-skinned or dark-skinned. Although they will be with a brown skinned, dark skinned man and have, marry him even and have kids by him, you know, even though she wants her kids to look like her. She wants their kids to come out with her phenotype, not the phenotype of the brown skinned, dark skinned man. Because she knows how she low key feels about brown skinned, dark skinned black people. So she doesn't want that. She doesn't want to look at her kids and see brown skinned, dark skinned people in her kids. Really, she wants people to ooh and ah at her kids, as all parents do. Like, oh my God, your kids are so beautiful. Like, wow. Like, look like they, just crawled off, like a fashion shoot or something. You know what I mean? She wants people to react to her kids like, like that. But she knows, that's part of the reason that she wants her kids to look like her, right? But she knows how that tends to go when it's like brown skinned, dark skinned kids and the light skinned biracial mixed kids, right? And many of these men will go along with it. They'll go along with it. They'll probably even see some signs of it, and they'll still continue to go along with it. They'll probably they pretty much probably think, well, it doesn't, apply to me. Like if she's saying something slick about dark skin or brown skinned women, he won't take it as, a hit, a knock on his side. He'll just be like, okay, all right, because he may low key feel the same way. you know, Even when it comes to the kids, he might even, let some things slide. You know? And then, a bit of a sidebar, but some of these dudes be kind of like under some type of spell too, because they low key want their kids to come out with their phenotype. These brown skinned, dark skinned men, at least their sons, at least their sons. They may want their daughters too to come out with their phenotype, but especially their sons. So I'm like, is there some type of a like, you know, some type of a like ritual or spell or it's the moon in a certain position? I don't know what's up because he's under some type of spell and he's going in and he's wanting a brown skinned kid and she's wanting light skinned kids. It don't make no sense. Honestly, I think honestly, if you're with someone and you have a different skin tone, I think that you need to just be open to any skin tone that God blesses your child to have. If you want a specific skin tone, if you want your kids to look like you, basically get with someone who has those features that look like you. But these dudes have too much disdain for their dark skinned, brown skinned female counterparts to do that. And to be fair, don't get it twisted because there are some brown skinned, dark skinned men who, have light skinned sons and they don't, have an issue with it at all. Like 50 Cent was accused of actually showing more love to his biracial son than his monoracial son. You know, um, like even like P Diddy, like he, you know, was with Quincy like so much people thought that Quincy was his like biological kid, you know. And we know that Quincy isn't, but and he's also like he had like officially adopted Quincy as well, you know. You know? And also Reggie Bush, he got some flack because he was like, I'm gonna have an Armenian son. And black women, there's always black women. They're always coming for somebody. you know. And the black women came after him. Like black women came after 50 Cent. Black women didn't really come after P. Diddy. And like, nah. Because P. Diddy's children mostly are, more or less his skin tone because he got with Kim Porter, who is more or less his skin tone, which makes sense, you know. you know. So it seems like, that's what he wanted. And low key, maybe he did want to like a, a beige kid. Perhaps maybe he did, because they do seem like to have sort of a closeness that maybe some people even think that he may even be more closer to Quincy than his biological sons and daughters. Perhaps we don't know for sure, but you know, just putting that out there. So with the men, sometimes they could want like uh, you know, light skinned, good hair babies too, as quiet as it's kept. You know, they could be on that shit too, because who's making them? Who is really ushering in the new generation of biracials? It ain't black women. They helping. No, don't get it twisted. They helping, but who's leading the charge? Come on, you know. But yeah, pretty much to sum it up, these superior these light-skinned biracial females with superiority complexes, they just running game. They running game. They running games on the brown-skinned, dark-skinned females, and especially the brown-skinned, dark-skinned males. You know. That's all I got for the moment. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.